Hello, hello, hello. Hello, folks. Greetings. Dumelang, Sanbonani, Modweni, Absheni. Today we are speaking about cryptocurrency. I've already made a video discussing my disdain for crypto. Just go back to my catalog and check.
The stress is huge because I never thought I would face something.
What the fuck?
Like this. Always I've been against doping and
I've already discussed my disdain for crypto. Go check my catalog to see the first video I ever did with regards to crypto. Now I'm gonna do 2 more videos relating to crypto. I think to get the best from these videos, you need to watch the first one and this one and the third one that's gonna come soon as well. Then you can understand what is my disdain for crypto coming from. This one video is gonna be titled, it's titled The Cryptocurrency Problem. Being a new product or a new innovation does not justify this price. Yes. Being new, being novel, or even being disruptive does not justify this price. That's my angle today. Okay, folks. Where are we? What's the deal? I recently had an argument for cryptocurrency where this cryptocurrency enthusiast and proponent was arguing that just as how the internet in the early 90s, when it first came out, a lot of people were skeptical of it, but now the internet has almost universal acceptance and almost universal application to our lives, our day-to-day lives, business. Hence, the same argument follows that your skepticism towards cryptocurrency is unfounded, and you'll also be found to be among those who were skeptics regarding to the internet. This argument obviously is going to fool a lot of people who are ahistorical and people who are ignorant of history. What do I mean by that? First, before I go into that, I'm just going to say, firstly, the internet is free. The internet is free. Or it's mostly free. And even though the internet is in our lives, almost everything that we're doing now has to do with the internet. I wouldn't be able to be shooting videos and then uploading them on YouTube or Rumble or whatnot if it wasn't for the internet. Yes, that's true. The difference there is that at no stage was accessing the internet per user even close to being, say, $5,000. Of course, we're paying for the use of the internet. We're paying in terms of data cost, bandwidth, or what it's called. Mostly, a lot of us, it's like monthly fees of some sort. But if I'm looking at a place like the United States of America, for instance, the most expensive service provider, internet service provider in the US, charges $80 per month. And that's not just internet only. It's internet, including a cable deal of some sort, where you access like 50 cable channels, and you're paying $80 a month. And on average, internet service providers in the US charge around $40, $30 a month. That's what people pay for the internet. And for that $30 a month, you get all kinds of services that you use the internet for. So what you'll soon realize is that a lot of cryptocurrency enthusiasts and proponents, they're dishonest. They like to make these arguments that when you actually evaluate them in their proper context, you realize that this person is being dishonest. So I'm going to say, because I said earlier that if someone who makes argument is making a historical argument, I need to put that comment into its proper context. Take for instance, in the past 200 years, there's been a lot of technological shifts, which is why, I mean, like where we are now, what's called the fourth industrial revolution, by counting the major technological innovations, shifts that have happened that has transformed our lives significantly. What people fail to realize is that in the past 200 years, these technological investments did not immediately make people rich. I'll repeat that. These technological shifts and changes did not immediately make people rich. What we saw instead were changes in people's lives that were demonstrable and were clear and obvious, but very few people got rich because of those changes. And not for lack of trying on the rest of the masses. It's just because that technological advancement does not have a linear relationship with financial riches to the masses. It just doesn't work that way, and for a good reason. When for instance we moved from using horses and carts that are pulled by horses to the widespread application of using cars and automobiles, not a lot of people got rich. In fact, a lot of people lost their money in that process because they were being told by certain peddlers and speculators that if you invest in these car stocks, you're going to become rich. And almost everyone then lost their money. Only 2 or 3 companies survived. That would be General Motors and Ford and maybe Chrysler. I'm talking about the US right now. Similar things were seen in Europe. So even when we're moving from steam-powered engines to fossil fuel-powered engines that adopt the widespread use of coal, oil, and gas, there was a lot of speculating that was happening at the time. People trying to get rich through the trading of coal and oil and gas. That was at the time where John Davison Rockefeller was operating at. And a lot of people lost money in that process. The majority of oil speculators lost most, if not all, of their money. And only 1 or 2 companies survived that, and it was the US Standard Oil. So which is why I'm saying that if you have to look through history, how innovation happened, what happened to the masses who tried to speculate and who try to attach their hopes and dreams to this innovation, what happened to their fortunes? The majority of the time, what happened is that they lost all of their money. And the people who made money through this innovation were a handful of people. This thing has been consistent throughout the entire industrial history of the West. So even when the people who lost most of their money during the oil rush in the US, it also happened when the internet was actually starting to become a business in the late 90s, 97, 98, 99. Then we ended up having what was called the dot-com stock market crash. Remember that? The years 2000 and 2003, where a lot of Americans lost their money. They were giving money to internet speculators who were telling them invest in this dot-com company and that dot-com company, and a lot of people, majority of people lost their money, and only between 2 and 5 companies survived that. Amazon, Facebook, eBay, very few companies survived that. Where the overwhelming majority of people who saw a genuine technology that was going to transform our lives in the internet and put their money into this, while these peddlers and speculators were on television telling people to put money in these stocks. People lost their pensions, people lost their life savings, people lost their homes. And that's exactly what's happening now with cryptocurrency. They are telling us that just because a technology will have tangible changes in our lives, this should automatically means that it's going to change your material and financial life if you put money into it. And the reason why someone would be so reckless in such an advice, it's because they either are not aware of history of innovation, history of industrial progress, or they're intentionally trying to take advantage of you. What has ended up happening is that people who are students of economic history, when a new innovation comes, they adopt it cautiously and they don't put a lot of money in it until it gets to a place where it stabilizes. Yes? Yes? This is why Warren Buffett, who is a big anti-technology stock person, now owns shares in Amazon and now owns shares on Microsoft. Because now there's stability in those stocks. And when there's stability, there's predictability in terms of returns, there's predictability in terms of the risk that can be understood. So, and a lot of these cryptocurrency enthusiasts make money through you trading, and the advice that they're giving you is not good advice. So even though, because obviously this is not an economic history lecture of some sort or some sort of industrial history lecture, because if that was the case, it will take a 10-part series that is at least 1 hour long in order for me to go through each and every stage of industrial progress in the West, and in terms of how those innovations and technological shifts changed people's lives, but resulted in a lot of speculators losing all of their money. From horses to cars, to steam-powered engines, to gas-powered engines. From the internet.com bubble. It's been very consistent. Which a lot of these cryptocurrency enthusiasts, which are actually just basically lying to you, they fail to realize that 2 or more things can be true at once. Firstly, an innovation and a technological shift of some sort could have tangible life-transforming changes and business changes while at the same time not resulting in the great wealth of the people who adopt it. I'll say that again. What they fail to realize is that major innovation and technological changes can have clear life and business changes and transformations, while at the same time not resulting in the great wealth of the multiple of people who adopt it. This has been a consistent theme and pattern throughout the history of industrial change in the West, which at the very least should make you skeptical of people who accuse you of being committed to the past when you say to them, hold on a minute. Even though I believe that blockchain technology, for instance, might transform our lives, you still need to make a business case of why I need to put all of my money, okay, maybe let's just not say all of my money, why I should put a lot of money in cryptocurrency right now, while it's priced at prices levels that don't make any sense, like $29,000 right now as we speak. Now this week can explain to you why it's $29,000. I'm very confident that blockchain technology is here to stay. I'm convinced that blockchain technology will find many and varied uses in industry. Some of the uses that blockchain technology is going to be involved in, we have not even thought of. But I'm not convinced that blockchain technology is the thing that's going to make many of you rich. There's just simply no evidence for this. Because now I need to go to the heart of blockchain technology, not just putting aside the issue of cryptocurrency. Because the issue of the people think that if we are rejecting cryptocurrencies as this way of getting rich, it means that we are rejecting blockchain technology. No, we're not rejecting blockchain technology. We are actually embracing blockchain technology. And we will explore all and every avenue of using blockchain technology that's going to improve our lives, that's going to improve how we do business, that's going to improve how we deliver services and goods to our clients and customers. We're gonna adopt every possible opportunity that blockchain technology presents to us. But all of that will be based on rationally tested solutions. We are not just going to follow novelty for the sake of novelty. Especially since we have a well-documented history of industrial change that has resulted in people losing most and all of their money, while that industrial change itself became a permanent feature of people's lives. Because now cars have just become ubiquitous in our lives, but people lost a lot of money. Internet is everywhere, but people lost money. Because you always lose money when you're putting money in things that you don't understand. Let me illustrate this further. Almost every company in the world uses the internet. Every company in the world probably has a website, has an email address. But none of these things require a company to put $30,000. What? $30,000 in order for these things to be, in order for these companies to be able to have a website and have internet and have an email address? $30,000. It does not even cost $15,000 or even $10,000. The only thing of all of these things that cost money is to have a website. Because you need to pay for a website hosting service of some sort. And that's a few $100s. And it could also actually be a few, like $50. And I'm even taking further that there are lots of free websites, free website domains that are available. So even though that it's impossible in 21st century to do business without email, Gmail is a free service that Google provides to individuals and companies. They find other ways of making money, like selling you storage in Google Drive and all these other things. But at a very basic minimum, Gmail is free. Yahoo Mail is free. Hotmail is free. All of these email hosting services are free. But without of them, business would not be possible the way that it is currently. So then if you're going to come with an argument of saying that this item or this product or this service is going to transform your business, you're going to need a little more than that to argue why I need to pay $30,000 for it. Which is why I'm saying that blockchain and cryptocurrency being based on a new and novel product does not justify this price. It doesn't. Here's another illustration. WhatsApp. Everyone in the free world uses WhatsApp. And these and other instant messaging platforms have fundamentally transformed how we communicate with each other. It's actually unthinkable. Because for me, for all of us who are old enough to know a world before instant messaging and the world after instant messaging, we can see how much instant messaging has changed our lives, has changed how we communicate with each other, has reduced the cost of how I can communicate with my friends who are in London, who are in Paris, who are in Manchester. I got friends right now who are in Europe that I communicate with only through WhatsApp because it makes it free and cheap. So that I can make a call from Texas or from New York or from Mexico to a friend who is on the other side of the world at a cost that is virtually zero compared to what it was back in the day, where you actually have to make a call and make an international call. And none of these cost me $30,000 to use. Oh yeah, but Facebook did pay over $1 billion to buy WhatsApp, and they had strategic reasons why they paid $1 billion for WhatsApp. But I'm just showing you that there has to be another reason other than that this technology is going to transform your life for someone to argue that it's justified that you need to pay $30,000 for it. And no matter how much they try to spin it, they just have not given us a value proposition that is strong enough to justify this amount. And obviously not every innovation that has come our way has been free. Like for instance, a car. Most cars, if I want to buy a car in the US, it's $10,000. If I'm not talking about a BMW 3 Series, which is $30,000, or if I'm buying a new Mac, let's say I'm buying a normal Mercedes-Benz AMG G-Wagon, is anything between $80,000 to $100,000. But for the most of entry-level cars, you go to a dealer in Houston, you pay 10,000 rand, you get a good Corsa, Ford, anything of these German or even like European models that are cheap, that are for middle class folks. So if I'm paying $10,000, South Africa. If I'm paying $10,000 for a car at a dealership in Miami, for instance, I'm not paying this $10,000 with the hope that I can sell it to an idiot later down the road for $50,000 purely based on nothing else other than price speculation. When I'm paying $10,000 for a car at a local dealer in Miami, what I'm doing is I'm actually exchanging $10,000 to get this car that I'm going to use for the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years. And if anything happens to this car, I have some guarantees that I have between me and the dealer that I can return this car. And if the problems are not significant enough, I can return the car, they can fix the problem. There are certain guarantees, certain legal protections about this innovation that doesn't cost nothing, like WhatsApp or email, that I can use it and have some certain protections legally if I'm not satisfied with it. But with cryptocurrency, the basic premise is that you pay $30,000, and if something goes wrong, you have no recourse. None whatsoever. Folks, come on. Come on, folks. Come on. No, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And for me, until you show me a clear business case, and I'm obviously like, okay, I mean, like, you can't convince everyone on anything that you believe in. I understand that. But show me a business case. Show me a business case. I've said before in a prior video that cryptocurrencies are similar to mortgage-backed securities. Expensive, graded by Moody's and all these other folks as AAA rated investment products, but no one understands them. No one, absolutely no one. It's a similar thing. And so I'm not buying it. And the problem is that if you don't understand it and you lose money, you put money in something that you don't understand and then you lose money, who do you have to blame? Who do you have to blame? And so I will continue to make these videos about cryptocurrency to show to you how you are actually being hoodwinked by these snake oil doctors. No, absolutely no. Yeah, so folks, tell me what you think below. Comments, agreements, disagreements, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your cryptocurrency enthusiasts and proponents. Yeah, tell me what you think.